Craig, Dargle this weekend, and after a lot of work in that blue DAC, we finally got on the water the day before. What were your first thoughts when you put this new boat on the water and had a run?
It was pretty amazing. One of the big differences was the noise within a composite boat over the timber boat that we normally would run. It made a lot of difference to the way the boat turned, the way the boat accelerates. So we're pretty happy with its first run. A couple of little teething issues, but nothing major. So the boat accelerated well. The boat ran straight into the 220 kilometres per hour, which is a pretty good speed straight out of the box. Made some adjustments and basically decided, you and I said, let's go to Dargle, let's go and race it, see what happens. Work on the setup and the performance of the boat over the weekend.
Yeah, mate, this weekend we stepped up to F1. We've got an Italian-built DAC hull, which is a little bit older boat, but still a good hull. And we've stepped up and bought bigger motors, and yeah, we're trying to play with these unlimited boys here this weekend. Normally I run a little 2-litre carbu motor with my mole guard, which has been quite successful. So yeah, time to step up and have a go. Boat's handling really well. First time we ran it, we had a few little issues, gremlins, and then we've taken our time and sorted them out, and it's running really well. Now we just need to spend some time and a little more horsepower, props and setup, and then we'll be able to run with them down the chute. Yeah, this weekend's sort of turned up the heat a lot. Everyone's turned up with their A game, and in past years, like you're saying, some people with some smaller motors made finals and did really well. This year, everyone's got big motors, everyone's got really good gear. If you're not pushing sort of that 130 plus mark speed-wise, you're not in the hunt. So it takes a lot, and yeah, we're working up to it.
Yeah, home track. I haven't actually had much luck here over the years. No matter what I run here, I don't have much. But it's good to be here because I obviously test here during the year. So it's good to be at home and get a chance to run the Dargle Gold Cup and stuff like that. It's quite special. My dad, he does all my engines, obviously with the help of a few people like Reece Coles and Paul Kirkby. But all my family's involved. Granny, Poppy, Mum and Dad, my sister too, she always comes away with me. And then I've got obviously Titty, who's my sidekick. I mean, I'm only 20 years old. I don't have a lot of money. Mum and Dad help me quite a lot. But yeah, it all comes down to stuff like fuel, oil and stuff like that. Small stuff like that helps. It's not necessarily the big things that help, but anything product-wise or money-wise, it all helps in the end. So any little bit helps. Formula One is absolutely a goal. But I think that's in the many years to come when I have a bigger bank account and I have a few more years under my belt in SST 120. I'd obviously like to win the championship first and foremost. But we'll see how that goes with that. But yeah, definitely Formula One. There is talk possibly I might have a look into the inboard style of racing, but that'll be quite a long time to come. So SST for the time.
Well, I've seen this boat on the World Series for a few years now, and it was one of the boats I sort of had an eye on and we really liked, and the opportunity to come available to get it. So it's a DAC built in Italy, and it's a 2012 model. The models have changed a little bit to the latest boat, but this still I think is my favourable boat. So. We're running a 2.5 litre EFI with on avgas, so we're not running alcohol like some of the other teams, but I need to be able to have the confidence in the setup I have before I step up that extra notch. So I need to be running 220, 230 kilometres an hour. So, it's fast and it's a little boat, but still, we've all got the same sort of setup. So pole position has a lot to do with your results here, but we'll give it our best shot today.
Well, we're down there mainly for two main events, the Arch Spooner, which is the Unlimited Outboard Championship, which you've won so many times, I think, 11, will we work out?
Yeah, something like that, I think. Trent Duval's our statistics man, he knows all about it. So
I won it once, okay? So the Arch Spooner Cup, which is for the Unlimited Outboard, so many good boats there this weekend too. There was obviously Reece, Greg Banks, Todd Leary from Tasmania, that new DAC, yourself, but then there's all the other guys as well too.
Yeah, Adam Stunnell from Adelaide, and you also had Adam Breen is there as well. So there was a number of boats that could have won that race on any time and any year.
In your time, have you seen a field, do you reckon like that? I reckon it's one of the best fields ever to try and win the Arch Spooner, to be honest.
To be honest, I think probably that's the strongest field I've seen in a long, long time, yeah, for sure.
70s and 80s, that was, really hard to win.
Yeah, I reckon the quality of the field was really good at Dargle, and it was great to see that many boats out on the water and challenging to win the Arch Spooner.
Dargle itself, what's it about Dargle that you like? It's like the Bathurst on water, isn't it? You talk about you like going down there for the weekend with the family, as we all do. But what are some of the other boats, and what do you like about a Dargle weekend?
Oh, it's always the challenge with the inboards versus the outboards challenge that we always have. That and the family atmosphere and the great amount of work that the Smith family put into the event as well. And it's an iconic place on the river, the Hawkesbury River, Dargle Park, Dargle Valley Park, whether it be the motocross track or the ski park, So to go up there and support the Smith family is one of my highlights of the year. So we put a big effort in to get that boat finished and tested it first time on Friday before the event.
Not just obviously not just the outboards, but heaps of other racing, inboards and that the weekend. Been some good blown boats there too, wasn't there? Toxic, Brent Lewis and Decision, all these boats that you'd come up against. Hopefully, if you get to the final in the Dargle Gold Cup too. What were your thoughts on some of the boats that have turned up? Yeah, well,
they've got a couple of new outfits there, which was like Bulldog. They were there really having a bit of a crack. They've been developing their boat over the last few seasons, and then you've got Brent Lewis has really picked up his game in the last couple of years. He's really moved the goalpost a little bit further forward for a lot of boats, so they're all chasing him at this stage. So he's probably been the most reliable and winning races in the last 2 or 3 seasons.
In terms of what you needed to do leading up to the racing, you'd tested the day before. We'd gone on the test. The boat was quick, obviously, but when you got there on Saturday morning, what are you trying? Because you haven't got much time. The Arch Sprinter heats are on the Saturday. You said before that you would have preferred it to be Sunday, give you a little bit more time. But what were you trying to get into early?
Probably trying to get the balance of the boat right and making sure that all the things were working properly. We did have a few issues during the weekend with some trim problems and the trim sticking out and making the boat just fly off the water every time I try to get it going. So once we sort of got on top of that, and even moving into the finals on the Sunday, I still didn't have the confidence that the trim was still perfect. And when you're flying something at 220 plus Ks, it's easy for to make a mistake and the thing to take off. So we worked very hard and we changed some pumps and worked on the whole aspect of the setup. A few times the boat got a bit loose and flew off, but a lot of the time we were able to balance the boat and get the boat into a competitive position by the end of the weekend.
Talking about before, both of us there, I'm running the Optimax, which is relatively easy to look after the weekend, but for yourself, and we're kind of separated in crews, if you like, but you guys are pretty busy, you could tell, all weekend. You still had a fair bit of work to do. And
yeah, pretty well with the setup, basically. At the end of the day, we had the issue with the trim, which was one issue, but then more balancing the boat and being able to drive it at that, 220 plus Ks an hour, so that was the issue, to get the balance right and me to understand the boat a little bit better and be able to drive it to its limits.
Well, I think this is on the Saturday morning, mate. And I think this is a heat of the Jack Howarth. When you went out, are you kind of looking to win the heat? Because a lot of this goes on heat times, doesn't it? You've got to put in a quick time to get a decent pole position, but are you on the back foot a little bit? You just got to be up there and get used to the boat?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the pole position's important because the boats are quite evenly matched top end wise. So really it was more try and get used to the boat and try and understand the boat a little bit more. Like we were pretty reasonably close with the other boats to the first corner. So, but it's just a matter of getting the balance of the boat and figuring out where it needed to change the weight, etc. in the boat.
Greg was quick here too, wasn't he?
Yeah, Greg and Reese coming through from behind as well. Like at this stage of the event, we're still feeling the boat. I'm still trying to get used to the boat, to be honest. Not flying it off the corners, probably doing as much as I could, but still, like the boat still had good speed, and the boat was running loose. It's pretty light on the water as it is there. You can see it start to spill the air a little bit, so we're trying to get it to still accelerate without spilling the air too much.
Reese is pretty keen to get through, isn't he? Because he wants that pole position, I think, for the final.
Well, yeah, so I made it a little bit difficult for him around the outside, but then he come up the inside of me here, and I think his words on your left were the words, I think. On your left, as he pushed across the front of me, and I had to change direction slightly.
So there he was on methanol, yeah? You're still running petrol? You decided to run petrol for the moment?
Yeah, we decided to run petrol without the added pressure of trying to dial in the methanol and the extra acceleration and everything to basically learn the boat the first weekend and try and understand where we were going and make it more competitive over the weekend.
What's the difference from your perspective to try and get the alcohol to work? Is that a bit more work to dial it in? Or?
Yeah, a little bit. Like it's that combination was a little bit different. So I didn't want to throw alcohol at that engine. Other engines I've set up for alcohol.
So this is the first of the elimination heats for the Arch Spooner. Craig, what are your thoughts here? Because you've got Simon, you've got Banksy in there as well, and Breen. You looking for a quick time, or what are you kind of looking for?
Well, yeah, we have to do the best we probably can, to be honest, to get a good bowl position for the final. So
Not a fair crowd there.
yeah, there's a good crowd there this year. It was a bit of footage out of your boat there, which is went well all weekend. I don't think we would have spent on that one either, I don't think. The speeds that the boats are pushing now, you know, is 220 k's plus, which, you know, was probably the fastest I've ever been over that weekend. Actually, was the fastest I've been. So, in a Formula One boat.
And leading into it, you know, you're getting a cockpit and everything like set up. You spend a little bit of time, you know, because you've got to get backed in and all that sort of stuff. What sort of checks that you sort of go through to get everything right in the cockpit for you? Another thing too is you warm the boat up pretty slowly, don't you? You sort of always roll around reasonably slowly.
Yeah, I get some engine temperature into the block and everything, so that when we get up the other end, it's ready to start and ready to go without a cold, flat-out run down the front chute. I like to get a bit of temperature into the block and make sure everything's expanded to the way it should be and ready to go.
Oh, let's go to this is the first heats. This is I think Storno and Sammy calling this. It was it was a good race. It was good for me to watch you, but you had a couple of issues, but we can talk about that afterwards.
Okay, Storno, they're about to line up, ready for a start.
Okay, the flag's down and they're on their way. Bailey in the number 20 squeaks out, but look who's with him. Banksy's beside him on the outside. Don't forget, Friday was the first time Bailey had sat in this boat. He's now got to work out its characteristics. Oh!
Banksy got a big one there. He nearly got himself into trouble. Got out of it, Storno, and he's out after Bales.
Yeah, that was a big moment for him. But he's an experienced operator. As we watch Simon Troy now looking up the inside of Corey Duval. No, it's not Corey, it's Adam Breen, sorry. They've come down. Bailey's got it back to bed. It's just spilling air. It's just spilling air. I don't think Banks has given up this chase.
Yeah, Adam Breen over on the outside of Simon Troy as they go to Wayne's Corner down the bottom. But meanwhile, Bailey's got the boat sitting beautifully down up the back straight away. Clear of Greggy Banks in the 14 boat. Renato Adam Breen in the cracker. Further back in the field, Simon Troy trying to get up on the inside here, Storno, as they wheel their way up, and Chris gets off. Further back to Bryony Rigby Pugsley as the race leader comes past the tower once again.
Yeah, he's an experienced operator. Boy, how good's that look? Banksy, going well, going very well, but I think that mistake in the first corner, that's where he was going to have a shot, and it didn't work for him. Simon Troy and Adam Breen still having a look at each other. Then Chris Kuznetsov off, and at rear of the field now is Bryony Rigby in the 2-litre. But Bailey, he shut the engine off there momentarily. He had a problem. He's got it back underway now. Is he going to release it? Yellow flag's out still, so 1 lap to go. But Bailey just doesn't seem as sharp as he was the lap previous.
Well, it definitely slowed down a bit there. Bales coming out of the chute or going up the back. So whether he had a minor hiccup with it, I don't know. But now Greg Banks he slows up to within about 4 or 5 boat lengths of the race leader. Up the back straight away, half lap to go.
Yeah, I was just watching Bailey's boat 3/4 straight.
Gone again.
Yeah, no, his trim is bleeding in because the boat keeps on trimming in as he's getting mid-straight. That's what's Banks. You watch him. He'll get it running, and then the boat seems to touch the water and want to turn left. His trim's bleeding. He's trying to keep it up.
Oh, well, he's held on.
Oh, he held on just. You can see the blue boat. He's already put it to bed. I think the trim has bled on him. Breeny and Simon Troy, a good run there. But that'll cost Bailey dearly because it's going to go on heat times for a final. And he had a good thing. I noticed him going up the back on the second lap. It went to bed halfway up. It did it coming down here. His trim is bleeding in. And, yeah, that's it. It's sort of what happened to me at Taree the other month. But, yeah, he's got it on max trim out now. And let's just see if it bleeds in on the way back.
Well, you took the win in that. but Banksy got really close to you. You had some issues, obviously. What was going on for you?
Well, in that heat we had the trouble with the trim. It was sticking out and the boat wouldn't come back on the water when I was accelerating. So we'd come off the corner, use a fair bit of trim to make the boat accelerate, and then basically trim the boat down onto the water as the speed increases. But as it increased, and as much as I pushed the buttons, it wouldn't trim back down on the water, so the boat was starting to fly off the water, and basically I was down to 50 miles an hour.
That's not much fun in a tunnel boat, is it?
No, not when you're trying to learn how to drive. That one for the first weekend, but I thought Banksy was going to gobble me up, but luckily enough we got away and were able to get across the line and in front of him. But the difficulty was the trim was giving me a few issues, and when you're trying to do those speeds and you're not sure whether the trim's going to work, it sort of puts that hesitation in the back of you. So we came in and we worked pretty hard on the boat trying to get the trim sorted out. So we changed pumps, we changed
Dougie and Brian going pretty hard then.
Yeah, the boys got stuck into it. I was sort of mainly trying to figure out the rest of the part of the boat as well, making sure everything else was all right. But Dougie, that works with me at the shop, we pulled the whole hydraulic system out, changed the hydraulic pump, changed the solenoids, changed everything, just so that in case it was an electrical problem or something. So as the weekend went on, we sort of got on top of that, but it's still one of those things in the back of your mind when you're going to grab a button for a bit of down and it's not there. It's sort of you either got to get off the throttle. Yeah, disconcerting. So until we got that perfectly right, which it did sort of by the end of the weekend, we had it all sorted. So.
I didn't make a final, and I reckon we recalled mine at 119 point something miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. So that just shows you the quality of the field that was trying to get into the final, obviously. So to have a boat that's doing nearly 120 mile an hour and not making the final, 10 years ago you would have won the race with a 120 mile an hour boat, you know. So but these days we're sort of into the 220s plus or 140 miles an hour plus. So as I said, that's the fastest we'd ever run down, or that I've run anyway, and we're going 143, I think it was, on the Sunday. Okay, at the front of the 2012 DAC from Italy, we have deformable pickles and deformable nose cones on the very front here. The idea of these is that in an impact situation with another boat, it comes back to a larger diameter area, surface area, so it won't penetrate the cell. This has the crash box system on it as well, which is a larger diameter area on the outside here, so one of the pickles can't protrude through into the contact the driver. That's the theory of it. We have a complete removable cockpit top. We have an emergency exit out through here, and then we also have this whole system which pulls forward, and you take the whole system off, gaining access inside to the cockpit. Obviously 6-point safety belt harness system, custom-made steering wheel system and buttons for the way we want to drive. Full DAC telemetry system in here, basically data logging everything that happens with the engine and all the information about speeds, G-forces and turning. So that's a fabulous sort of tool to make the boats work better, that's for sure. Moving towards the rear of the boat, another safety product is the airbag system here. In a situation where it triggers a gravity switch inside the boat, whether it rolls over or it's upside down, it releases a full airbag, which is very large, which will float the boat out of the water and hopefully keep the driver out of the water. The other addition is the deck hatches here, which actually open up and let the water inside the boat to make it right with the airbag above the water. So that's a great innovation. It has been in place for a few years, but it's pretty well the first one that I've been using in Australia. So custom carbon fibre boat itself, all custom fibre. We run a Mercury 2.5 litre engine. This particular engine is running on aviation fuel and a Mark IV gearbox with a 4-bladed propeller. Speed the other day in pre-testing was 225 kilometres an hour straight out of the box. So looking forward to a few more races today and a bit more seat time. See how we go. We'll see you on the other side. Cheers.
So here we are in the final. Your third polo, so you've got Reese is on pole, Todd's second, your third. I'd imagine Banks was on then you're outside, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's the way it worked out, yeah. So Reese had the fastest times for the heats, and then Todd was the second.
Just going back to that's measured on race time, isn't it?
Race time, yeah, so over the 3 laps. So you've got to push the whole time. As you can see in this bit of a clip, the steering wheel's not quite straight, so these are a couple of issues that we have to work on and improve just the steering direction and everything on the steering wheel.
Okay, watch for Colesey's run out of turn one, Sammy. You've picked it up. He just launches this thing so high to get it running. And he's in pole one, and we've said that, oh, there's two boats getting very close together there. Unless they've touched, there's two boats pulled up. Two boats pulled up. Oh, it's Banksy. Banksy and Blue Water Trailers. What are we going to do?
Two boats come together, I think.
Yeah, they did come. That's Banksy and Blue Water Trailers have come together. And it's all back up front at the moment, but oh, that's a big turn up as they go up there. Jayco and Bailey side by side. On the inside is Jayco. Oh, Craig's moved over. He must have just seen him in the mirrors because he was moving over. He saw Jayco there. He's giving him a bit of room. Now it's game on for a flat line drag as they come through. It's all Reece Coles as they're racing for second.
Now Reece Coles can do what he wants to do. Bailey, he's still got that trim and shoes caught up. Craig Bailey, because it dropped its nose just right in front of us here as they come past the tower.
Yeah, well, Banks and Blue Water are back in on the ramp area. They came together at the start. The officials will look into that. Okay, Young Stunnell's out on the far side, but up front there's no problems. Reece Coles, this is, wow, he's got some pace to burn. He's on the last green lap, 2 laps to go. Todd Leary, Craig Bailey out the outside. Craig's looking for water, mate. He hasn't given up. Look at this. Is he going to do a switchback?
Oh, this is the big run from Bailey as he comes out of the chute. Here's out after. Here's prancing, romancing, and Jayco King Trailer. Todd Leary, he might see him in his mirrors if he's looking at it as they go up the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Butler Vehicles, Reece Cole in the front straightaway. But this is on, Storno.
1 lap to go. 1 lap to go, mate. Bailey was looking for a switchback but elected to stay where he was. Jayco Trailers, Todd Leary looking good. Bailey, sweet as. Then Adam Breen, man, he's going great. Bailey, look for the inside. He's on the inside, Sam, but I don't think he'll have the speed to run him down. He's now stepped back through the wash. He's gone to the outside.
Well, he certainly has gone to the outside as they come down the front straightaway. Checkered flag, Storno at the ready, and it's all one-way traffic for the Butler's vehicle boat.
Reece Coles has released it. Butler Vehicles first. Oh, Bailey's off the water there as he came on through. As Jayco gets a second, Bailey third. Wow, that looks sweet, that thing. Adam Breen in Cracker, fourth. Simon Tree. He did a good job, Simon. A great job.
Happy enough with third in the circumstances?
In circumstances, I suppose, being a new boat and learning how to drive it, but, you know, obviously you always want to do your best and try and win, you know. Congratulations to Reece and Todd, both of them had a pretty good package for that event.
Yeah, Todd brilliant. There you see Brunker there, who you work with a number of times overseas. We both know him pretty well, but he works with Reece, I think, over this weekend.
Yeah, he's been helping out Reece, and we've been away overseas many times with me and that sort of thing, so balance of the boat, we've improved.
Oh, let's have a chat to Reece.
Yeah, good weekend. Ended up qualifying fastest for the Arch Spooner this year, and then went out in the final and managed to take the win. So we were very happy. I think that's 4 or 5 we've won now. The Arch Spooner is the best race in the country to win for unlimited outboard. Many champions have won that race, and the best we've ever had have won that race. So to be able to put your name on it, is certainly it's a hard achievement to do, and we're fortunate enough to do it again.
In your mind, tell us about the calibre of the boats you thought this weekend. I thought the top 4 could have won any championship for the last 10 years. They were that fast.
Look, without a doubt, I think everyone sort of put on a really good show. Everyone sort of lifted their game, and I think it was anyone's race all weekend. Craig with his new boat went really well. Toddy with his DAC. Young Greg Banks, he's always fast, and I actually thought he was probably going to be the person to beat. It was a bit unlucky what happened to him in the final. But look, yeah, it's very, very competitive, and there's not a lot in the top, 5 or 6 boats now.
A final like that, not often you see that sort of calibre of outboard in this country to run that. You run second. How do you feel?
Mate, I'm really ecstatic. Number 2 against Reece Coles, that's a big effort with Craig Bailey behind me and Banksy. I'm really stoked.
When we watch that sort of racing, what sort of speeds you think you need to do to that first pin? Because it's unbelievable watching.
136 miles an hour you need to that front pin. That's quick.
You
The broken engine yesterday, we were just talking about it before off camera, that it was your better engine. What are your sort of thoughts on, maybe not how you might have gone, but what were you lacking, do you think? And
The horsepower to take it to the methanol. We're definitely lacking that with the smaller engine, and we're 3 miles an hour down the chute, so a big disadvantage.
well, you watch that final end, the first 3 are running these DAC boats. You've just bought it a year or 2 ago. Tell us about your thoughts now and a year or so into it. What do you think of the boat?
It's probably one of the better boats in the country. I can see why they go so well overseas, and anyone getting in the sport, buy a DAC for sure.
You're from Tasmania, big trip. Tell us about the amount of time and effort it goes to get the whole crew all the way up here for this race.
It's a week. By the time you catch the Spirit of Tasmania to your race, then get back home, it's a week out of your life basically, and big expense. Oh, absolutely. I want to develop the boat. I want to take it to Reese Coles, and racing inboard's not interesting me today, so we'll keep with the outboards for a while.
So obviously Dargle's about all classes of boats. Craig, the Hydro's one of my favourites, to watch down there. We're trying to get into that first turn. It's pretty tight, but you've got 5 litre displacement, 4.2s to 5, 6 litre displacement. So what's some of the classes you like watching when you're down there if you're not working on the boat?
Pretty well the 6 litre boats are pretty impressive these days. They're making really good speeds, and they're deck to deck the whole way around the track. When there's 2 or 3 of them racing neck and neck, it's pretty impressive to watch.
So here we go to Heat 1 of the Dargle Gold Cup. You're not in this, but Simon Troy is. Reese is in there. Reese obviously one of the favourites too. I can't remember which of the inboards would have been in this particular heat, but what were your thoughts about where the boat stood, where you'd been at? It's towards the end of the weekend now. Do you sort of feel that you could have got to the final, no worries, and had a win? Or?
Yeah, we're improving the boat all weekend basically, and then the only thing we really changed was the mixtures on the engine and the balance of the boat, and I got more confident in the boat, and overcoming the trim problems we had earlier in the weekend, we had a pretty good chance of getting into the final.
Who were your thoughts going into that Heat 1 watching Reese? He would have gone for a fast time. He knew that he's got to get that inside pole for the final, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He had to get on the inside. It makes a big advantage when you can control that first corner and be on the inside of the first corner. So if you can control that, and then the exit of the corner, like if you can get away, that's the way.
Well, I don't think they've taken any fuel out of that thing, Sammy.
I don't think so. Reese Cole's got a flyer out of the chute, and he's going to try and put a big one together time-wise as he goes up the back straight away for the first time. Adam Breen in Cracker. Racing is in second. Simon Troy over the outside of the Dynalog 888, and through the back to Matty Peck, Octane Racing.
Yeah, 888 Simon Troy. He was making some good inroads up the back straight away there. Reese Coles has absolutely lit the wick and gone from here. Matty Peck in the Optimax at the back, but it's all Reese Coles from here. He's gone around very, very fast lap indeed. Adam Breen now in second. Simon Troy, 888 in third, and we look at Matty Peck just rounding up the field in the Opti.
Now you're probably saying, why is Reese Coles going hard? But as you said, Storno, it's time to make the final, where they'll be in the lanes for that final, and that's why he's still going and pressing on. Out of the chute he comes at the cafe corner, lines up Dargle Main Straight, and down the straight he comes. It gives you a close-up look.
Yeah, he does, Sammy. He's got this place all wide up. He goes through here. There's a little bit of breeze on the water as he floats it. Oh, he put it to bed early. Reese Coles is out. Reese Coles has pulled out. Adam Breen in Cracker Racing says, oh, it can't get any better than this. Oh. So Reese is off to the right. Brent Lewis just wipes his forehead. As now Adam Breen, Simon Troy, and Matty Peck as Reese Coles, unfortunately, has gone straight ahead there. Wow, that's a big turn up as they go up there. Adam Breen, he will not believe his luck right now. He brings it round, he licks the wick and sends it down, and Breeny will come down for a checkered flag.
Cracker Racing!
Cracker Racing.
Simon Troy, the 888 Dynalog second, over the line. And Matty Peck, Octane Racing third.
Okay.
Engine issues or something didn't make the final?
Yeah, we had an engine expire in the heat. You know, it was looking good and feeling good, and went off with a lap to go, and you know, just happens sometimes.
And for you guys now, what's the next? What do you do now?
Go back, lick my wounds. You know, get the motors back together. You know, without all my sponsors, I wouldn't be able to do that. You know, Jamie said he's going to supply a new engine for us and Butler Aircon, so that's fantastic. So yeah, really got to thank him. Yeah, get ready for winter.
Okay, guys, so this is my boat, the Formula 2 sportsman boat. It's a DAC as well. A little bit different the boat Craig's running. It's for Formula 2. The bottom's a little bit different, so probably not the boat to be doing 130 odd miles an hour, 140. Craig prepares the boat, and we've been running it. We won the championship in Formula 2 last year and leading at the moment, but fingers crossed if we can keep that lead. Again, it's been brought in from the Emirates a couple of years ago, and we've developed it. Deformable pickles. We've got the crash boxes on the side, which I've got as well too. I've run a different canopy. I put the canopy on with Peter Dukic in Queensland. Lifts up at the side, very, very solid. Here I want a bit of sort of solidness around me. It's quite small compared to the boat Craig's running, but I'm only 5'6", 5'7", so it's good enough for me. The lid opens up at the side, a bit like some of the displacements and stuff like that. Once again, I'm in a harness, got all my stuff on the wheel. I've got paddles in and out for the engine and up and down, radio communication and the dash as well too. Like Craig, I want to run the airbag system in the back. I think it's imperative for these composite boats. Without the airbags, they tend to, if they flip over, they'll lie on directly upside down and put your head under water for a fair period of time. So the airbag system allows the boat to run vertically in the water in case of an accident. The airbag goes off and it'll hold my head up. Coming back to the back of the boat here, different to Craig's, he runs an unlimited 2.5 litre Mercury engine. It's a V6 outboard. I run the same capacity, 2.5, but it's a stock motor. It runs with an engine management system that limits the RPM to about 8,000 RPM. And looks after the engine if it's getting hot, and so it runs more reliably, but where I might run 115, 118 miles an hour, Craig can probably run 130, high 130s, maybe even touching 140, depends on his setup, mile an hour. So it's a Mercury motor, short midsection, exhaust coming out there. We've got a 1-to-1, close to a 1-to-1 ratio gearbox, only direct drive, there's no gears in it. This is where all the tuning and everything comes into it. It's the propellers. The propellers are really what makes a good race or a not so good race. They vary in diameters and pitches, so one revolution as to how far it turns. Today I'm running roughly an 18 pitch propeller and a 10.5 inch diameter, so we'll see how that goes. But propellers are a bit like cars to a race car, so there you have it. Reasonable boat, it's running okay. I like it, and we'll see you out in the races. Thanks guys, cheers.
This is my heat. I'm up against Toxic and Ryan, so let's just say I wouldn't have the best chance of winning that heat. But you never know with these sorts of things, did you? I mean,
exactly. You know, they've got to finish the race. You know, and your lap times mightn't be quite as fast as their first shoot, but definitely at the end of the race, you'll be still there turning the laps where they mightn't be as efficient by the end of the race.
Wow.
Boy out of the chute, Storno. Toxic. Chris Edmund got a flyer out of the chute on the outside, but those nimble little outboards are starting to go now. They tough enough.
Tough enough, young Ryan Stunnell. He'll be able to hear this blowing boat coming up the outside. And then Colin says, hey, I'm here to play with you. Come on, boy. So young Ryan, he steps through the wash. What's calling it a Toxic? Looks for a bit of water. Oh, Kuznetsov's had a look down the inside. It's not over yet, Sammy. But young Ryan Stunnell, the drive of his life.
From South Australia, down around Wayne's Corner, up the back straightaway, Ken Thompson running down. I don't think he can from here, Sono.
I don't know if he'll catch him, Sammy. Oh, he's going off. It's gone off song. He's back. It just, oh no, I just saw something come out of the engine. As it now goes up to the front. Ryan Stunnell, this will be the drive of his life. He had a good boat out there, give it to him, and he took it up to him. So Ryan Stunnell, he'll come around for a yellow flag. 1 lap to go, young Ryan, good man. And Chris Kuznetsov in the sports film outfit as he comes down. We watch Ryan there, he's gone out into the sunspot, kept it nice and clean, gets a bit of air, puts the foot down. Have a look at that. He's got some horsepower, this young boy. As he takes it up, once again, not a lot of revs, but he's getting some ground covered. Sports film now in the big Opti.
Up to the top corner for the last time. He's gone via the Cape. Oh, Big G. There, that time stood as he hooked her to a hard left, got out, drifted out very wide.
He's getting very, very high, but he's got it under control.
Well, you're getting ready for your heat now, and you're up against Decisions, your main competition. You're on the inside of him. Did you sort of feel that gives you a real chance, or?
Not so much, to be honest. The inboards accelerate and they can control the corner a little bit. They're supposed to give you a lane, so they give you a lane, and that's it. That's all you'll get. So you won't get a lane and a half, you'll get a lane. So they tend to control the entries in the corner.
Ahead of pipe that came off the toxic boat, ahead of pipe. Okay, as they come on down, Sammy, good start. I tell you what, Bailey's licking it up. He's going pretty hard. Have a go at Brent Lewis, man.
Brent Lewis got a flyer out of the chute. Bailey's got the inside running.
Oh, Bailey.
Go around. What a turn from Craig Bailey. Out of the chute down the back straightaway, Storno. And he was just like as if Decision was standing still.
Yeah, good job. Bailey's boat hit the water just before it turned. I don't know if he's got a problem. It just dropped onto the water. He's got it up with a good tail. Once again, Brent Lewis gone wide. Let's just see if Bailey's boat can hold its head. He bit the water just before the voyage.
He's corner once again. And Bales gets around there. He's in, he's out, he's gone. Very, very quickly indeed. And he's put 100 yards on him now, Storno.
Yeah, I tell you. I thought that I didn't know it was going to go this way. Bailey's pretty experienced. The boat, Craig Bailey, looks pretty wet going up to the top. He hasn't released it early. There's Brett Shepherd now. He's washing around in Bailey's water. They come around with 1 lap to go. It's all Craig Bailey from here.
There's Craig Bailey. 1 lap to go. Down the right corner for the last time. It's in again. Gets in, gets out and gets going. From Decision of Brent Lewis up the back straight away. But Bales has got this one well and truly. He's keeping under the top corner for the last time. And it's Bailey by 75 with a good Decision.
Yeah, Bales is watch him release it. He'll release it to the checkered flag. There you go. He can see right through under the tunnel. Bring it on home, Beetle. Oh, that's loose. That is loose and dry. Ha ha. What can you say about him?
Oh.
That was a beautiful turn one. If he hadn't got that right, he was not going to get Brent. Have a go. All credit to him. And Briney rounds up the field in the little 2 litre.
So you got the win in that one, but when we look back on the onboard footage, what happened to you in that first turn? It looked like the boat went left and then right.
Yeah, it was actually the second turn going up towards the Windsor end of the course, and I lined up on the centre buoy and not the lead-in buoy, so that was the problem. So I got close to it. I got close to it and went, holy crap, I'm on the wrong side. So I had to turn right before the corner to get the corner, turn left and washed all my speed off, and then Brent's right on the outside of me. coming out of the corner basically, so they had no acceleration, no speed, so I had to work hard to get away from it, to be honest.
In terms of your, not so much career, but in terms of you preparing boats and preparing engines, for those that don't know, you travel to the World Series, you work with Marit Stromoy, who's won a Grand Prix, you qualify the boat pretty highly on the World Series. What's the setup, and this is a boat from the World Series, what's the difference that you see between the boat running here and the setup as to if you were setting the boat up for a World Series round?
It's a little bit different because a World Series round is over 45 minutes, so we've got to make the boat reliable for at least that plus, obviously. So over a weekend we would do, with Marit, on an average of about 160 laps over a weekend, from free practice, extra free practice, qualifying, etc. So we do at least 160 laps in a weekend. So we've got to make the engines reliable. We're on top of them all the time. We're building them engines. Every Grand Prix the engine is stripped.
And how's that engine different to what you ran this weekend? Is there much difference?
Yeah, that we have restrictions on the World Series engines with port heights, combustion chambers, reed valves, rev limited, controlled fuel substance. So we use different fuels from different countries, but we actually we have to tune the engines to each different fuel model that we get. So we're at this stage, like I really enjoy working with Marit and the team. It's been a really good experience with us. When I first joined the team, we've moved a long way forward, and she's now qualifying in the top 6, has won events, been on the podium a number of times. So for me, as far as being the lead mechanic and engineering side of things, it's fabulous, to be able to work with such a professional team.
Hi, the Powerboat world. Today it's a very, very big day because it's the very first time someone like Marit win a race, and I hope it's really not the last one. Thank you.
I'm so happy. I mean, it was such a long race. We had a great start, and after Philippe Schaap went out, it was a matter of controlling Carella in the back, but he was chasing inside, outside, inside, outside. But yeah. But my team manager Jean-Claude, he was constantly telling me where he was. So no, it was good. We knew we were fast from the whole season, but but finally we proved it all the way to the end.
And also today making history. How does that feel? That must be a bonus on top of everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've been racing now for 26 years, and Formula 1 has been the goal all the time. And today the real goal was a podium finish, but in the end we actually managed to win it. It's fantastic.
In terms of the top speed, when you're in the World Series, you're lucky to hit 130. You're sort of mid 120s, I think, miles an hour.
Yeah, pretty well. Last year our top speed was 134 miles an hour. I can't remember which track it was, but that's the fastest speed we've done with more engine restrictions. So we're making the boat work better with propellers and etc. So even though the engine the capacity of the combustion chamber has been increased with the fuels that we're using, so the motor has not quite as much power, but we've made more speed in the last 12 months than we have in the last 3 years.
And for you, satisfaction, what do you enjoy? Do you enjoy preparing the boats and the satisfaction you get out of watching Marit, go fastest, and she's set a lot of, especially some of those sessions, she's been quickest. Do you get a kick out of that, or is it the driving, or a bit of both these days?
Yeah, it definitely is, because in the beginning we were happy to make the top 6, but now the expectations of us as a team are higher, so we sort of want to be either on the top step or very close to it, and we were lucky this year that we qualified second in a couple of events. Most of the time all year we were in the top 6.
Well, the flag is down, Storno, and they are cracking the whip
Brent Lewis, is he left room in there? Bailey's gone round in there. Hey, Bailey's done a turn and a half in that one. Now it's game on again. Here we go, Cracker Racers. Simmons on the outside. Side by side as they go up. 300 horsepower up against 1200.
Wow, this is that inboard outboard. Look at Bailey hit these corners and hit them hard. The G-force must be phenomenal, Storno, as he comes onto the course proper.
Yeah, Bailey there, he had to release the boat, he's done so, he's got it going straight for the cans once again. As Bailey comes down, Brent Lewis got his work cut out. And here comes Adam Breen and Cracker Racing. Bailey lights the wick in the number 20. Oh, the big V8 having a problem there. Oh! Brent Lewis on a mission.
Right, Lewis on a mission. Adam Breen is running a big race in third placing. They're tough enough of Ryan Stanell, but it's all one-way traffic at the moment, folks. Australian champion, great performer for many, many years. Craig Bailey, 1 lap to go in the blue machine.
Watch him on the last lap, mate, he'll release it. There's Adam Breen now. Breeny having a... Oh, Breeny! Breeny! Oh, Breeny!
That is a big lose.
Red flag. Whoa. I think he just got an airlift off the tail there. He just went over. It was a soft landing for him. Hopefully he's out. I'll get the word in a minute. Yeah, he's out of the boat. Good job, Breeny.
That was a big one.
They were on the last lap, so that may...
probably be declared, I would say.
Possibly. 2/3 done, they'll declare it, possibly.
A win, mate wrapped. We worked pretty hard.
Yeah, we all work pretty hard. It's good to have a good boat underneath me and having a bit of a crack, even though it's your boat, Vlad. And CC is Craig and Chris, so or Chris and Craig it should be. So no, really good, really happy with the boat. Just improved all weekend, and you know we're there when the chocolates are out. You know we got cleaned up the scraps. There's a few blokes didn't finish, but you know. But if we finish first you must finish. So.
Run us through your race up front there.
Yeah, Brent got a really good start and cleared off at the start, but he has to de-accelerate quite a bit before the corner. Yeah. There was one lane and that's all I had and that's all I got. I managed to get around and out of the corner before him and got power down and got a bit of a break on him down that back chute. So no, the boat performed well. We've been progressing with it all weekend, so no, really happy with the boat. And as of Friday, we were happy with it. And we struggled with a few handling things, but we had a power trim pump failure earlier in the day, but we rectified that thanks to Reece Coles lending us a pump and getting us back on the water. The team's worked extremely hard all weekend.